Hello everyone, let's do some deliveries. So, as you guys know, if you've been watching, I've been struggling to find a job, like a full-time position as a email marketing specialist. And so I've been doing something called Lunchdrop. And it's a quick way to make some cash, some money. And they're like gig jobs. It's an app, and like you pick up like big orders of food and you drop them off at office buildings. So that's what I'm about to do now, and take you along the ride. So I'm not sure if Lunchdrop is like in all cities, but in Houston, and I know Chicago and Dallas has it, and I think New York, San Francisco, those are the only ones I do know that have it. But so right now I'm going to 2 restaurants, and so I'm picking up orders for 2 different buildings from 2 different restaurants. So making sure I get organized with the boxes and all that is very important. So your first pickup is by 11:20, and so after you pick that up, your second pickup should be close by, and it should be picked up around 11:30, and ideally you'll be able to deliver by 12 o'clock, like during lunchtime, so people could eat their food that they ordered. So that's how that works. So depending on the days, and if there's like a surcharge, so the base rate is like $28, at least here in Houston. So you pretty much work for an hour for $28. But when there's a surcharge, like for example today, there's a surcharge of $10. So I'm getting an extra $10. So it'll be a total of $38 for an hour of work, and it's not bad, you know. It's a 1 hour trip, and I think it's a lot better than 0, right? So that's how it works. And there's days where like the extra pay is like $6, and you'll be making a total of like $34 or something like that. And sometimes there's no additional pay, and you're making the base of like $28, which in a way is still not bad, especially if you're not doing anything at that moment. Yeah, $28, it's pretty good, better than nothing for sure. I just picked up the first order, now I'm going to the second order. Man, it's hot outside. Just picked up the second order, and now I'm heading towards downtown to drop off the stuff. So I made it to downtown, and this is where it kind of gets tricky because the parking situation, and I'm sure it's like this pretty much in every big city that has downtowns, right? It's the parking, right? And like where to park. And this is where it gets, this is probably the hardest part of this gig, right? Where like you have to park your car somewhere and find a parking spot, and like downtown is busy during lunch hours because everybody's coming down from their offices and trying to find food, right? And one thing that could help Lunchdrop, if you're listening, is that maybe there's like some way where you could connect to like apps like Park Mobile, some type of API where like it can connect to Lunchdrop, and it like whoever sets up like the project or the manager of the building, when everything is set up with Lunchdrop, to give you guys the code of like these parking spots availability, the codes of these spots near their building, and that way like the drivers could just see those codes, or even see it in a map, however you guys think it would be better. But I think that would be a great idea, like some type of API with these. For example, in Houston we use Park Mobile, think it's very, when I travel to other places, I think it's similar apps, something like that. And I think it's very helpful if like there's already in the job that you could park in these areas, and the cost or something like that, the codes and everything. I think that would be great. So I'm all done. I delivered the two buildings, and yeah, all done. It went really smooth. I had to pay parking, but it was only for 15 minutes, so it was like 90 cents. So it wasn't bad at all. And so I sent Lunchdrop a message so they could reimburse me those 90 cents. But yeah, it was very smooth, and I was able to enter a building that I always wanted to enter in Houston downtown. I like to take pictures, photography, and I always wanted to go inside that building, so that was cool. But yeah, that's how Lunchdrop works, guys. And in the bottom, in the description, I'll have a link, a referral link, if you guys want to get into Lunchdrop. It will also help me if you use the link. I'm not sure how much they give you, like some money if you get referrals and stuff like that. I'm not sure how much is it, but yeah, if you guys are interested or have any questions, yeah, leave me a message below. And yeah, peace.